Have you ever said or done something in the heat of the moment that you came to deeply regret? Do you ever wish you could stay calm and respond thoughtfully, even when everything around you feels chaotic? Imagine a world where you could truly control your reactions instead of just impulsively reacting without thinking. In today's video, we're diving into the powerful lessons from The Power of Not Reacting: How to Control Your Emotions by Justice O. Malcolm. This book is your guide to becoming emotionally intelligent and keeping your head on straight in any situation. It's about shifting from knee-jerk, automatic reactions driven by emotion to thoughtful, deliberate responses. So, let's embark on this life-altering adventure together and discover the power that comes from being in control of our emotions. Do you ever wonder why certain situations or comments instantly make you angry, sad, or anxious? These sudden emotional reactions are often caused by what are known as emotional triggers. These are specific events, conversations, or even people that spark intense, often overwhelming emotions within us. They're deeply personal and frequently linked to past experiences or ingrained beliefs. For instance, an offhand remark might trigger feelings of insecurity if you were bullied as a child, or being overlooked in a conversation could trigger anger if you grew up feeling ignored. The key insight here is that these emotions aren't necessarily a reflection of the present reality. They're more like echoes of past experiences. By understanding these triggers, you can start to choose how you respond to them rather than being at their mercy. Have you ever noticed your heart racing, your breath quickening, or a sense of unease in your stomach when emotions flare up? As you delve deeper into your emotional responses, you'll begin to notice these physical signs that accompany them. These physiological responses are your body's way of signaling that something is stirring emotionally. Recognizing these bodily cues is like learning a new language, the language of self-awareness. At first, it might be challenging to differentiate between responses to different emotions, but with patience and curiosity, understanding your body's signals will empower you to manage your reactions better. It's about observation, not judgment. What if there was a simple yet powerful mental trick to give yourself a crucial moment before you react impulsively? This is where the concept of a mental pause button comes in. It's not a physical thing, but a mental construct you can create to momentarily break the chain of thoughts or emotions that lead to unconsidered reactions. Picture it as a stop sign in your mind that pops up when you start feeling overwhelmed. It takes practice, but the goal is to get better at hitting pause before you react. One incredibly effective method for activating this pause button and dealing with emotions is breathing exercises. When stressed, our bodies tighten and breathing becomes shallow, increasing anxiety. By consciously changing your breathing pattern, you can reduce stress, relax your nervous system, and allow yourself to think clearly. A popular technique is the 4-7-8 breathing method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This brings in more oxygen and stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, promoting calmness. The more you practice, the more instinctive it becomes. This is the power of mindfulness in everyday life. It's not just about meditation, it's about being present and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. For example, when conversing, are you truly listening or just waiting for your turn to speak? Paying full attention is practicing mindfulness, allowing you to respond thoughtfully instead of impulsively. You can practice mindfulness during routine activities like eating, washing dishes, or even walking, bringing a sense of peace and making you less reactive to external circumstances. Building on mindfulness, developing self-awareness skills is integral to managing reactions and cultivating a more balanced life. It's about becoming the observer of your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You start to notice patterns, like reacting sharply when tired or being more anxious when hungry. These are insights into your behavior, helping you understand your triggers and cultivate a more balanced response. Self-awareness, also means acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses with honesty and courage, which then allows you to make changes and grow. A crucial part of this self awareness is labeling and accepting your emotions. This means not just identifying how you feel angry, sad, anxious, but acknowledging them, even the uncomfortable ones. Naming your emotions creates a psychological distance, allowing you to observe them rather than being consumed by them. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means recognizing that these emotions are part of you and serve as signals. Remember, accepting emotions doesn't mean you have to act on them. You can feel angry without lashing out. This process leads to profound personal growth and improved emotional control. After mastering emotional labeling and acceptance, the next essential skill is reframing negative thoughts. This mental exercise involves consciously choosing a positive or neutral interpretation over a negative one, effectively transforming your perspective. For instance, if you're stuck in traffic and late, instead of thinking, "This always happens to me, why do I have such bad luck?" you could reframe it as, "This traffic gives me time to relax and listen to my favorite podcast." Reframing isn't about denying reality. It's about widening your viewpoint and choosing the perspective that serves you best, liberating you from negativity. What if understanding and sharing the feelings of others could also deepen your control over your own emotions? While reframing gives you control over your own thoughts, practicing empathy and compassion extends that control and understanding to the emotions of others. Empathy is the ability to understand and share others' feelings. You can develop it by actively listening, not just hearing words, but listening for the emotions behind them and validating those emotions. Compassion takes it a step further. It's not just understanding pain, but wanting to alleviate it. Try to put yourself in their shoes, imagining what it's like to feel their joy, pain, or frustration. Practicing these virtues helps you respond rather than react to emotional situations, enhancing your control over your own emotions and interactions. Who's truly in charge of your reactions? You or the situation or person who might have triggered them? A critical step in your journey towards emotional intelligence is owning your reactions. This means recognizing that you are in control of your reactions, not the external situation or person. This empowers you to manage not just your emotions, but how you express them. Often we react impulsively out of instinct or habit. By acknowledging responsibility, you can begin to choose responses that align with your values and goals. It's about learning to pause, creating a gap for choice to reside, allowing you to respond with understanding and patience. Taking responsibility also means making amends if your reactions have caused harm, reinforcing your commitment to self-improvement. This is all about building emotional resilience. It's your armor against life's challenges, helping you navigate through stress, adversity, and hardship. Is holding on to grudges truly punishing the other person, or are you actually hurting yourself more? Another key strategy for bolstering emotional resilience is learning to forgive quickly. This challenging yet incredibly liberating step means freeing yourself from the heavy burden of resentment and anger. When you hold grudges, your mind becomes a battleground of negative emotions, draining your energy. When you choose to forgive, you regain control, doing it for your own peace of mind. Start by acknowledging the hurt, reflect objectively, and then make a conscious decision to let go. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, and practicing empathy can help shift your perspective, making forgiveness feel like a gift of kindness to yourself. Could letting go of your ego and pride actually make you more receptive, empathetic, and ultimately more resilient? Shedding the weight of your ego and pride can profoundly transform your emotional landscape. While they might seem like protective armor, ego and pride can also become barriers, preventing you from acknowledging mistakes and connecting deeply with others. Letting go isn't about denying your self-worth, it's about establishing a healthier, more balanced perspective of yourself in relation to others. It's about recognizing that you're human, not infallible, and it's okay to be vulnerable or wrong sometimes. Become self-aware of when ego or pride takes control, cultivate humility by recognizing your place, and practice empathy to understand others' viewpoints. How can a simple daily practice of appreciation create a powerful buffer against negative emotions and reactions? In your journey towards emotional tranquility, cultivating gratitude daily becomes an invaluable tool. It's not just about saying thank you, it's about truly feeling thankful for the big and small things in your life. This appreciation can dramatically enhance your outlook and create a buffer against negative emotions, helping you gain control. Gratitude doesn't ignore negativity, but helps you find balance, acknowledging that even unpleasant experiences can hold valuable lessons. Make it a daily practice, perhaps by keeping a gratitude journal to rewire your brain to focus on the good. Do you believe that improving how you talk and listen can lead to better emotional control and healthier relationships? Mastering the art of communication can substantially enhance your ability to maintain emotional balance and foster healthy relationships. This isn't an innate skill, but one you can cultivate. Active listening is the cornerstone. Truly hearing what the other person says, rather than just waiting to speak, shows respect and opens dialogue. Express your feelings clearly and assertively, but never aggressively. Assertiveness means standing up for your rights without violating others, while aggression disregards their needs. Remember that non-verbal communication, your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, is just as important as your words, so ensure they align. Communication is an ongoing process that needs regular practice. Be open to feedback and admit when you're wrong. This shows maturity and helps strengthen relationships and control emotions. When conflicts inevitably arise, how can you cool down a heated situation instead of letting it escalate? Your ability to de-escalate conflicts effectively can profoundly impact the outcome. It's not about winning, but transforming a potentially volatile situation into a more manageable one. Remain calm. Your composure can influence the other person's emotions, as emotions are contagious. Listen attentively. Focus on their words and show empathy, validating their emotions without judgment. Use non-confrontational language. Avoid absolutes like always or never. Instead, use I statements to express your feelings without blaming. For example, I feel upset when, instead of you always. Suggest solutions. If the other party sees you're committed to resolving the conflict, they're more likely to cooperate. The goal isn't always immediate resolution, but preventing escalation. Are you drawing clear, invisible lines around yourself to define your personal space and dictate how others treat you? This is the essence of setting healthy boundaries. These boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about creating a space where you feel safe, valued, and understood. They outline your values, expectations, and limits, bolstering your self-esteem and freedom. Developing boundaries starts with self-awareness, knowing what you can tolerate and what makes you uncomfortable. Once identified, communicate them assertively, clearly, yet compassionately. Remember, it's okay to say no, and it's crucial to respect others' boundaries too. While challenging, setting boundaries is a sign of self-respect, prioritizing your well-being. This is the art of developing patience and tolerance. These qualities aren't about suppressing emotions, but understanding them and choosing not to let them control you. Patience means understanding that things take time. You can't rush personal growth or change. Tolerance is accepting that not everything will go your way, embracing the discomfort of the unknown without impulsive reactions. To develop them, acknowledge and analyze your feelings of impatience or intolerance. Practice mindfulness to stay present, recognizing that feelings are temporary and impulsive reactions won't help in the long run. Are you as kind, understanding, and compassionate to yourself as you would be to a dear friend? It's critical to practice self-compassion regularly. This isn't just about being kind to yourself. It's a vital element for emotional resilience and mental well-being. It's about understanding your emotions, acknowledging your pain, and responding with kindness and care. Recognize that suffering and imperfection are part of the shared human experience. You're not alone in your struggles, and it's okay to be imperfect. When struggling, offer yourself the same comfort you'd give a friend. Practicing self-compassion fosters emotional understanding, helps recognize emotions without letting them control you, and builds a healthy relationship with yourself. Practice emotional regulation. Pause, breathe, and analyze feelings before responding, choosing your reaction instead of being controlled by emotions. Healing is a journey requiring patience, self-awareness, and commitment. What if embracing your personal flaws and overcoming the fear of failure were actually powerful ways to enhance your resilience? You're not alone in this struggle, it's a shared human experience. Embracing imperfections and mistakes rather than reacting impulsively or defensively empowers you to grow and move forward with resilience. Accepting your flaws means acknowledging you're a work in progress, allowing yourself to be human, make mistakes, and learn from them. Remember, you can control your reaction, even if you can't control everything else. Prioritize self-care. Healthy eating, adequate sleep, and regular exercise stabilize your mood. Crucially, don't suppress your emotions. Allow yourself to feel and express them healthily, as bottling them up can lead to emotional explosions. Maintaining emotional balance is a continuous journey, but it is completely within your grasp with practice and patience. So, remember, you are the master of your emotions, not the other way around. By understanding your triggers, learning to pause, cultivating gratitude, and embracing your imperfections, you can stride into a future where your emotional balance reigns supreme. Thank you for watching. If you found this summary helpful, please hit the subscribe button and like the video to support our channel, Better You. We appreciate you inspiring us to create more content.